everyone, it's Deeki and welcome back to another Final Cut Pro tutorial. On today's agenda, we're going to be doing a short recap like we always do. We're going to be discussing some basic video effects and filters, and then I'm going to talk about some of my favorite effects to use. I just want to make it clear that I'm not going to be talking about any advanced video effects like green screening or masking, but don't worry, since I'll be making some future tutorials on that. So I saved this clip and some audio to go with it to my computer, and I just dragged it out onto Final Cut Pro. I'll leave the links to these in the description below. If you don't know the basics of Final Cut Pro, then please go and watch my first 3 Final Cut Pro tutorials, and that should get you all caught up on what you need to know. So here's how the video and audio look together. It's a bit boring since it's just one video and one audio the whole way through, but we're gonna fix that. I think that the audio ends a bit abruptly, so I'm going to give it a bit of a fade out. To fade out audio, you're going to hover over the audio you want to fade, and this little tiny dot button should appear. Drag the dot button to the left, and that fades out the audio. Now here's how it sounds. That was a whole lot better. So now I'm going to add an effect to the video. To add a filter or video effect, you're going to go over here, click on that little button, and this whole list of video and audio effects pops up. We're just going to be focusing on video in this tutorial, but I'll be talking about audio effects in my next video. So the cool thing about Final Cut Pro is that it sorts its filters and effects into different categories, based off of some certain categories. So the video effects are sorted into the categories All, 360, Basics, Blur, Color, Color Presets, Comic Looks, Distortion, Keying, Light, Looks, Masks, Nostalgia, Stylized Text Effects, and Tilling. To start us off, let's go look at All. So what All is all of the video effects compiled onto one screen. It contains effects from all the categories. So this is all of the video effects put together. 360-degree effects are effects that go around the entire video or clip. So they affect the entire video. 360-degree effects include blur filters or glow or sharpening filters. I encourage you to play around with these because they're really important and useful. Under Basics, we have different effects that you're going to use a lot. These don't really change much in the sense that you're not blurring anything out, you're not duplicating anything, you're just adding to lighting or adding to saturation or brightness. Make sure to play around with these since you're going to use these a lot. So the blur category is pretty straightforward. We have different types of blurs that we can add. Okay, so some of these may look similar, but trust me, they're all different. For example, directional blur is going from left to right. The focus blur is focusing on a specific spot, a focal point. For example, over here it's focusing on that little patch. Gaussian blur is a bit of a deeper blur, and radial has a blur that goes around in a circle. So these are pretty awesome. So to drag an effect out, you're going to hold down on it and drag and drop it onto the clip you want to add it to. The cool thing about blurs is that you can adjust the amount of blur you want. So let's say I don't want a big blur, I just want it to be very subtle. I'm going to drag the amount slider to the left, or if you want it to be a very, very blurry video, then you can drag the amount slider to the right. The horizontal and vertical sliders change the direction of the blur, so play around with those. We're going to be skipping color and color presets for now since that's a whole nother video, but make sure to look at those and get yourself familiarized with them since we will be coming back to them. So Comic Looks is the next section. It's pretty awesome since it completely just transforms the video and turns it into an animated, comic-y, surreal video. I'd encourage you to play around with these because although you won't use them a lot, they're a really useful tool to have and they're awesome if you're making a realistic clip look animated. Distortion distorts the entire clip. It changes the way it looks. It doesn't add or take away anything from the video. So the thing about distortion is that it doesn't add or take away anything from the clip. All it does is it just plays around with different transformations and different crops to make the video look extra cool. So here's all of the distortion ones. They're all pretty cool. We're going to skip keying for now. That's all green screening, so it's a whole nother video as well. So under the light section, we have all these awesome filters that play with lighting, and so the next section is light. So the next section is light. All of these filters are changing lighting or adding some different types of lighting to the video. I'd encourage you to play around with these, try them out, drag them out onto your clips, because after all, what's the worst that's going to happen? Just experiment and see which ones you like. So on to my favorite section, the look section. So over here we have all these really cool preset filters that also play around with saturation and lighting. 50s TV is just like a black and white effect. Bleach Bypass is adding a bit of a muted tone to it. Cast is adding a green undertone. Cold Steel Combat and Cool Tones also mute the color. And the rest of these are pretty much the same. Note that some of these are better for brighter, sunny clips and videos, and some of these are better for darker, damper videos. So if I were you, I'd go ahead and see which ones would work for brighter videos and which ones would work for darker videos. We're also going to be skipping masks because that's also a whole nother video. Okay, the next section is nostalgia. Although there are only 2 different filters under this section, they're both really, really awesome. The newsprint filter adds these cool dots at the top that make a video seem like it's something from the past, an old newspaper. And security is just like you're looking through a security camera. It's pretty awesome. Another cool thing about Final Cut Pro is that you can have multiple effects. I'm going to drag out a security, and it looks pretty awesome. Under Stylize, we have some more really, really random effects. For example, H paper makes the video look like it's old. It's on some old parchment, and that's cool too. Camcorder is like security camera, except it has a camcorder in the corner, so it looks like you're just recording it. I bet you've seen that in a lot of different videos. We're also going to be skipping text effects and tilling for now. So that's cool, I like how it looks. I do think that the clip is moving a bit too fast, so we can slow down a video by going over here and clicking on that button. Over here we can choose if we want the video to be slow, fast, normal, or custom. If we click on slow, we have the option of making the video 50%, 25%, or 10%. If we go to fast, you can speed it up 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, or 20 times. I personally use custom the most because it gives you a lot more freedom. We can choose what percent we want it to be. Since I think 100 is too slow, I'm going to make the speed 125. It's a personal opinion on how fast you like your videos. I'm more of a fast-paced person, but it's up to you. Over here we have the option to change the direction the video goes in. Right now it's going from front to back, but we can change it to back to front. And here's how the final video looks. It looks a lot different. Now that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more content and keep eating donuts.